Hey guys, it's Miss Adelini. Today I'm going to kind of summarize the resources that you have for preparing for your AP Biology test. What I've done here is I've copied and pasted a section from the wiki page. So if you go to the wiki page and scroll down, we are looking at the heading that says AP Exam Review and all of the resources underneath it. Okay, so let's go back to that. The first resource that's listed here is the test day tip sheet. I'm going to show you what that looks like. We'll put a check mark next to it. Okay. Now it does say that this needs to be revised for the 2014-2015 school year for the 2015 test. And that's because the test date and time is different this year. I'm going to update it as soon as I find out where you guys will be testing on Monday, May 11th. It gives some advice for you as to what to do the night before the test, the morning of the test, and things to bring to the test. It also tells you what you cannot bring to the test. It gives you some information about the test format and some tips for each section of the test. Okay. Something that I've just created is Miss Adelini's Memorize or Die concept list. So we're going to put a check mark next to that one, and we'll open it up over here. So basically, this document lists important concepts by topic, actually by unit and notes packet number. These are things that it would be to your benefit to know going into the test. And notice that some things are highlighted in gray. Those are concepts that students often forget that are really important, like, for example, the meaning of each of the terms in the Hardy-Weinberg equations. That's really important, and you need to know them. Let's see. Also, the definitions of the terms hypotonic, hypertonic, and isotonic within the cell structure and transport unit. A lot of people tend to forget that. So I've just tried to highlight some of the important concepts within each unit. Next on the list is the early bird review documents. Now, I couldn't actually post the questions by unit because they're from a different source. I did not make them. All that's posted here is the early bird answer sheet. And at this point, we have completed all of the early bird review assignments. And you still have those questions with you, and you can use those to study. There are paper copies of all the early bird assignments at the back of the classroom in the crate marked AP Exam Review Materials. It's a red crate and it has assignments in numbered folders. Okay. You also have received my review packets by unit. We're going to open up the microevolution and macroevolution review packet, and we're also going to take a look at the key. Okay, so this is what the unit reviews look like, and they're organized by unit. At the top, you've got helpful videos and animations. And then you've got a topic outline that's organized by notes packet. That includes key vocabulary and concepts. At the end, we have practice multiple choice questions. And this one just contains multiple choice questions, but a lot of the packets also have practice short response and long response questions. Now you'll notice that all of the review packets by unit also have a key associated with them. Now, when you open up those Word documents, it will ask you for a password, and the passwords were given in class. So this is the key for the evolution one, and if you scroll down, you'll notice that all of the practice multiple choice questions have the answers highlighted in red, and if there were short answer or long response questions, I would have provided you with a scoring rubric. Okay. So we are going to continue down the list. A wonderful teacher named Miss Chirby made a very good comprehensive review packet with questions for review for each unit. And I have created a key for that packet, which is also posted on my wiki page. So let's take a look at what those documents look like. All right, so you'll notice that the units don't go exactly in the same order that we did them in class. That's because I revised this last year when we had a slightly different order of units, but it's the same content. So within each unit, you've got some thinking practice questions. And many of the units will also have long response or short response questions associated with them as well. So then you go to biochemistry, we've got thinking practice questions, a short response question as well. Now when you go to the key for this, all of the answers I have recorded in red, so you can use this key to check your work. All right, next we have the calculations review packet and key. The key is posted as a PDF document, and I haven't pulled it up at this point, but I will show you what the calculations review packet looks like. So it has some tips for the calculation section on the front, and it also shows you how to grid in your responses. It has the formula sheet with equations numbered 1 through 15. And then for each of the numbered equations, we have several practice problems. I've also included an explanation for when you would use each formula, the formula itself as it's shown on the formula sheet, and then any additional information from the formula sheet. Like sometimes they will define the terms, like for example, x with a bar over it means the mean, and n means the size of the sample. Some of the calculations will also list links to helpful videos, like this one has a Bozeman biology video on standard deviation. And the key, if you open it up, is a PDF document, and it gives you all of the answers for each of the questions in the packet, as well as the work associated with those questions. One resource that's not posted on the page, but it is located in the crate at the back of the room, is the additional calculations practice questions. And the reason I couldn't post this online is because the questions are from another teacher. But you can check this out at the back of the classroom, and your packet has a key stapled to the back. So you'll be able to check your answers if you want to use this as practice. Something that I just posted, since chi-square seems to be a large focus, I have some example chi-square problems involving Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium and Mendelian genetics. So we're going to open that up now, see what it looks like. Okay, the first problem takes you through a question that asks you to run a chi-square analysis on Hardy-Weinberg results. And the second one asks you to run a chi-square analysis on a genetics problem. The answers are all given within this document, as well as the step-by-step breakdown of how to solve the problems. So I would really suggest this for those of you who are struggling with chi-square. Something that I also just posted was a lab review packet. If I go to that, I've listed several labs from the College Board AP Lab Manual. Some of them we have done, some of them we have not done. I think this is a helpful document because it gives you some background information on each lab, a sample hypothesis, and then it breaks down the experiment into independent variable, dependent variable, control group, experimental groups, etc. And this is helpful because often on the AP test, they will ask you to design an experiment to test a particular hypothesis. So you have to be comfortable using the terms independent variable, dependent variable, constants, etc. In the next section for each lab, they give you some information about how you would collect your data and organize it. So in this case, they organized it with 2 histograms. And in some of them, you'll organize it in a chart. After that, it talks about data analysis. Are you going to calculate the mean of the data, the standard deviation? Are you going to look at standard error? Stuff like that. Okay, so we've got information on, let's see, 9 labs. And they're not all of the AP Biology labs. I believe there are 13, but these are the labs that have a distinct independent and dependent variable. So looking over this information will help you prepare for questions, specifically in the long response section that asks you to design an experiment. All right. Now that kind of summarizes the resources that are on the wiki page. There's one more thing I wanted to show you. On the wiki page, I have also posted underneath the AP Exam Review heading, another heading, Helpful Calculations Resources. Mr. Anderson, who does the Bozeman Science videos, has created a number of videos that are helpful when solving some of the calculation questions. So you may want to check those out. Okay, and that's it. Remember, you want to strike a good balance between over-preparing and under-preparing. I want you to be proud of the work that you've done this year and proud of the work that you've done to prepare for the exam, but I also want you to be a healthy, happy person, so I want you to sleep. Don't over-prepare. And I am really happy with the work that you've done, and I think that you will do great on the exam. All right, thank you very much.